The Shopify costs nobody warned me about and why most advice gets this wrong. Most people researching Shopify costs find the same information, the pricing page, the plan comparison, maybe a few hidden fees articles that list the obvious stuff. But there's a layer underneath all of that, costs that don't appear on any pricing page that I didn't find until I was already running a Shopify store. And I've been building online businesses for over 20 years. Now, I want to be clear about what this video is. It's not a Shopify tutorial. It's not a takedown. I actually use Shopify. You can see my full reasoning on my website. What this is an honest account of the costs that surprised me. Not just the financial ones, because when people talk about Shopify pricing, they almost always mean subscription fees and transaction charges. That's the visible part. What I want to talk about is everything else. Let's start with the numbers because they do matter. The basic Shopify plan starts at a price that looks reasonable. But what I didn't fully account for was how quickly the real monthly cost diverges from that headline figure. The first thing that catches most Shopify store owners is apps. The platform is genuinely powerful, but the power lives inside the app ecosystem. And the most serious stores end up spending anywhere from £50 to £150 a month just on essential apps. Email marketing, reviews, SEO tools, upselling, each one feels justified individually. Together they quietly double your effective Shopify monthly cost. Then there are themes. Free themes exist, but if you want your e-commerce store to look professional and convert visitors properly, you're looking at a one-time cost of around £100 and £150 to £350 for a premium theme. Transaction fees are the other one. If you use Shopify payments, these are waived entirely. But if you use a third-party gateway, PayPal, Stripe, that sort of thing, Shopify charges an additional percentage on every sale on top of whatever your processor charges. At low volume, that's negligible. At 50,000 a month in sales, that's over £1,000 going to Shopify alone. The fix is straightforward. Use Shopify payments, but it's rarely explained clearly to people starting out. This is the part most Shopify cost guides don't cover because the most significant costs I encountered weren't on any invoice. The first is what I'd call a learning curve cost. Starting a Shopify e-commerce business when you have no prior e-commerce experience means you will make decisions early that cost you later. A theme you might outgrow, an app structure you have to rebuild, a store architecture that made sense when you had 10 products and breaks when you have 100. These aren't mistakes, they're the price of learning, but nobody factors them into their cost of starting an online store. The second cost is time. I don't mean this in a motivational poster way, I mean it specifically. The time required to genuinely understand Shopify SEO, to optimize product pages, to interpret your analytics, to test checkout flows. That time is substantial. And for most people starting out, it comes out of their evenings and weekends. That's not nothing. That's a real cost that the Shopify pricing page will never mention. The third is cognitive load. Running a Shopify store while learning to run a Shopify store whilst also trying to drive traffic to a Shopify store is genuinely overwhelming in a way I didn't anticipate. Not because any single element is too complex, but because all of them are happening simultaneously. If I were advising someone starting a Shopify e-commerce store today, here's what I'd tell them. Start on the basic plan and stay there until you hit a specific operational reason to upgrade. Don't upgrade based on aspiration. Upgrade based on a limitation you're actually experiencing right now. Be ruthless about apps. Every app you add is a monthly cost and a performance consideration. Start with the minimum viable set and only add when you have a clear problem the app solves. Use Shopify payments from day one unless you have a specific reason not to. The transaction fee saving alone justifies it in most cases. And factor in your time as a real cost. If starting an online business with Shopify is going to take 40 hours of your time in the first month, and it realistically will, that's 40 hours of your life. Know that going in. Now, I'm not telling you this is to discourage you from using Shopify. I use it, I recommend it. It's genuinely one of the best e-commerce platforms available for most people starting out. But I started this channel to document the parts of building online that don't make it into the published tutorials. The real experience of it, the cost you find out after the fact rather than before. If that's the kind of content that's useful to you, subscribe, because there's a lot more of this to come.